back on. All right. It's not nearly as badly as cold as it was last night. Last night was just horrible, man. The last couple of days have been bad, but tonight's really nice. But it's still cold enough that I'm gonna stay bundled up. But this will end soon. It will, man. Before you know it, we're gonna be stripping down to our skivvies and bitching about how hot it is. But the reason I'm making this video is because pretty much in the last one, I want y'all to know about this woman, and I want you to know about this woman that I saw in New Orleans, because I was just talking about it, and I don't know her name or anything. I mean, I never talked to her or anything. I just sat there and observed what she did and how she handled her situation, and she probably had kids. I mean, she got out there and did whatever she had to do, to try to survive. Who knows? Maybe she even lost her husband in the storm. There's no telling. Because I really don't know anything about the woman. I don't. I never talked to her, and so I don't really know. But let me tell you the story is how this fell in my lap, like maybe the presidency. Anyway, I rode a bicycle from Beaumont, Texas, all the way to Fort Myers, Florida. It was like 1,010 miles. It's not the longest trip I've made. It's not. I've made longer, and I'm fixing to make one that's going to be endless, because once the weather breaks, Pirates or Us will not stop. We are going to go continuously until the good Lord and the angels take me off this planet. But I want to tell you about Windex and paper towels. Because to me, it was very honorable. It was very honorable, that it's, it's not, standing there with a piece of cardboard, work for food, what would Jesus do? I'll tell you what Jesus would do. Well, Jesus wouldn't get a roll of paper towels and a bottle of Windex. He would build a table and some chairs, and that's how he would get out of it. Pretty sure, because he was a carpenter. But anyway, I was riding from Beaumont, Texas, and I can prove I've been there. I can prove everything I say. I challenge you guys all the time to prove me wrong. But let me continue on with the story. So I'm cutting through New Orleans, man, but it was middle of the day. It was like, 2 in the afternoon, somewhere in there. I mean, it was hotter than blue blazes, because it's always hot here in the South. And, I finally find this little intersection, and it was an intersection, and the one corner had it was just an empty lot, had a big tree in it. It was probably an oak, I think. If I remember right, I think it was an oak tree. And I got up under it in the shade, and take a break, because I needed a break, and it was just so hot. And I sat there and I watched the intersection. Now, I don't know if y'all been to New Orleans before. But it was, all beat up, man, because of Hurricane Katrina. I believe that was the name of the hurricane. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. If I'm not, please forgive me. But I'm sure it was called Katrina. That tore their ass apart. Killed a lot of people, man. And the government makes me want to throw up. Anyway, I'm sitting under this tree in the shade, and I'm looking at this intersection. And New Orleans at the time, it may not be so bad now. It's been a long time since that this happened. Hopefully things are better for them. And God bless New Orleans, man. I hope you guys are doing good, man. I hope y'all are doing good, man. I really do. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. So I'm sitting under this tree. And I'm looking at the intersection, and there were 3 men and a woman. And the 3 men were standing there with pieces of cardboard with, the usual sayings, work for food, Jesus, and all that. I'm not putting Jesus down. I'm just saying, it's like, But the woman was standing there with a roll of paper towels and a bottle of Windex. And I watched her for a good hour or better. I was just taking a break. I was just trying to get out of the sun for a little bit and take a break, but I watched the intersection. And this woman was out there with a roll of paper towels, bottle. Let me clean your windows, man. And I watched her for, all the time that I did. And she mopped them up. She mopped them up. Them guys might as well have taken their pieces of cardboard, throw on the ground and said, oh, screw it, I'm just going to go hungry tonight. Because she got all the money. She got it all. From what I witnessed anyway, most all of it anyway. And it wasn't because she was a woman. It wasn't. It's because she was offering them something. She wasn't begging. She was saying, hey, I'll clean your windows, throw me a tip, And I watched her for like an hour. And now at the time, I was still, heavily into the carnival business, and I had money. I think I even handed her a $20 bill when I got on my bike and took off. I'm like, here, baby, you're the best I've ever seen, as far as panhandling is concerned. And I don't consider it panhandling. I don't, man. I mean, it's, she was offering a service. I'll clean your windows, throw me a tip, and I'll make sure all your windows are clean. And I watched her for, at least a good hour, I took a break there. And she mopped them up, man. Even people that were, across the street from her said, come on over, man. Here, I got money for you. And didn't even want her to wash the windows. And they all say the same thing, because this has happened to me many times now. They're like, at least you're trying, at least you're trying, you're not just standing there begging, you're offering something. You're like, I'll clean your windows and your mirrors and you throw me a tip so that I can survive. Because that's what it's about survival. And, after I saw that, and I watched her for a good hour or so, I watched her for a good hour or so. And I told myself, if I ever find myself in that position, that's what I'll do. And now, I have finally, I guess, but I find myself in that position. And so if I really need money, I just go, I always carry a roll of paper towels and a bottle of Windex with me, always. It's not that I need the Windex on the bike, though it does, sometimes I do spray it down a little bit. And of course, paper towels, I use that for many functions. I use paper towels for a lot of things. Some of it's just wiping my ass, and I don't have a roll of paper towel, or if I don't have a roll of toilet paper, I always got a bottle of Windex and paper towels, and I can clean my ass. So I always carry it with me. I make room for it, because it's very handy. It sure is, man. It's very handy. And I watched her do that for like an hour or so, and I always told myself, if I ever find myself in that position, that's what I'll do. And after the COVID hit, because this happened long before the COVID, well, not long, but, a little while before it anyway. After the COVID, I had to start doing it. And you'll never see me with a roll of paper towels or a bottle. You'll never see me. You'll never see me with a piece of cardboard begging, But I will go out there with a roll of paper towels and a bottle of Windex, and hey, let me clean your windows, whatever it takes, man, And there's a million ways to do this, It's the whole begging thing. Don't beg, offer something. If you want to get something out of somebody, if you need something really bad, all you have to do is negotiate. She was negotiating. It's like, I'll do something for you. And you did something for me. So I found that very impressive. So it was, it's stuck in my head, and it's always been with me. And now I use that tool if I have to. I prefer not to do it. I prefer not to do it. I'd rather entertain y'all on my own accord and get paid for that. Maybe I should become a stand-up comedian, I don't know. I've never tried that before. I'm just an old carny that's trying to survive, the situation we're in. And none of it's my fault. Maybe it is. I guess I should have voted for Donald Trump again, but I didn't, and I'll tell you that story again later. But you don't have to beg here in this country. We got more than enough. If you go hungry in America, there's just no excuse for it. I have very many opinions about the world today. I have very many opinions, but I'm just trying to tell you about that woman. And I wish now, I regret now not going up to that woman and asking her name, who taught me this trick. I'd have to go back to New Orleans, and the odds of finding her are astronomical. So. Baby, whoever you were, man, if you ever see my channel, because you saw me sitting there under that tree. You sure did. And so if you ever want to send me a comment or your phone number, as long as you're not married, I'd hook up with you in a heartbeat. You were awesome. All right, guys. I'll come up with some more stupid things to say later. That wasn't stupid. That was reality. That was reality, man. I saw that. And that woman, she's made my life much easier. And it was a woman that did it, and not a man dressed up as a woman. It was a woman that I saw work so hard to make sure. She probably had kids. And she was doing everything it took to make sure that her and her family, had something to eat that day. So bless her heart. This is what America's all about. It doesn't take General Eisenhower and Patton or, I'm not saying women are, stronger than men or anything, because they're not. I mean, it's our job as men to make sure that we protect them. But this woman, she had no protection, and she went out there and did what was done. All these women today is like, the crap that I see today. It makes me want to puke. It makes me want to puke. The things I see today here in America, it makes me. We got to fix it, guys, because it's broken. Just like my bicycle, it's broken, and we need to fix it. And you men, it's our job to protect the women. Women, it's your job to make us a sandwich. I know that sounded. I don't care. I'm trying to make everybody laugh here. I love y'all, and y'all need to love each other. You do, or we won't make it. All right, good luck, guys. I'm on your side. I am. I'm on your side. I am. All right. This may be the last video of the day unless I can think of something even stupider to say. All right.